Welcome to Mythic Codex Legends Unveiled, the place where mythology, folklore, and legend come alive. I'm your host Eliza, and tonight we'll uncover the stories that have captivated humanity for thousands of years. Turn the page, our journey begins now. There's a place where the ocean feels peaceful. The waves roll gently onto shore. Fishermen cast their nets, and a life goes on as it always has. But in Japan, there are stories that warn people that not every calm sea is truly safe. Some say that if you sail too far from shore, you'll hear something before you ever see it. A deep splash, followed by silence. Then comes a shadow beneath your boat. A shadow far too large to belong to any fish. Tonight we're diving into one of Japan's most terrifying legends, the Ushi-Oni. Pronounced Ushi-Oni. The name literally means ox demon. But don't let the name fool you. This isn't just a creature with horns. It's something far more terrifying. Was it simply a warning to stay away from dangerous waters? Or did something ancient still lurk beneath the waves, waiting for the next victim? Let's find out. The Ushi-Oni is one of the oldest and most feared creatures in Japanese folklore. The name comes from two Japanese words, Oshi meaning ox and Ani meaning demon. Stories of the Ushi-Oni have been told for centuries along Japan's rugged coastline. Long before modern maps and weather forecast, fishermen relied on stories passed down through generations. They believed certain stretches of the sea belonged to something much older than mankind. Whenever a boat disappears without a trace, or bodies wash ashore after a storm, whispers of the Ushi-Oni were never far behind. Some believe it was a Yoki-Oni, a supernatural being from Japanese folklore. Others believe it was a true demon that haunted the coastline. No matter what people believed, no one wanted to encounter it. One of the most fascinating things about the Ushi-Oni is that no two descriptions are exactly alike. Some legends describe it with the head of a massive ox and the body of a giant spider. Others claim it resembled a monstrous crab with enormous long legs stretched across the rocks. Some stories say it has dragon-like scales, while others describe thick black fur covering its body. Almost every version agrees on one thing. Its glowing eyes with pure hatred. Its mouth stretches unnaturally wide. The teeth are powerful enough to crush bone, and its size is almost unimaginable. Some legends even say it towers over fishing boats, making the people below seem completely helpless. Whatever form it takes, the Ushi-Oni is never mistaken for anything natural. Image setting out before sunrise, hoping for a good day's catch. The ocean is calm, too calm. The birds have disappeared. The wind has stopped. Even the waves seem to hold their breath. Then, something slams into the bottom of your boat. Once, twice, the third impact nearly throws you into the sea. You lean over the edge. and two glowing eyes stare back from the darkness below. Without warning, the Ushi-Oni explodes from the water. Its enormous body crashes onto the deck. Its claws rips through the thick wood as if it were nothing. Before anyone can react, it grabs its victim and disappears beneath the waves. The next morning, the boat drifts back to shore, empty. Some of the dark versions of the legend are far more disturbing. These stories claim the Ushi-Oni doesn't simply kill, it enjoys the hunt. Its massive claws tear through flesh with terrifying ease. Its jaws crush bones before dragging victims into the dark water below. Some legends describe bodies washing onto shore, covered in deep claw marks and broken limbs, as though they had been violently tossed against jagged rocks. Other stories claim the Ushi-Oni drinks the blood of its victims before leaving whatever remains to drift back towards land. Whether these gruesome details grew over time or were part of the original legend is impossible to know, but they transformed the Ushi-Oni into one of Japan's most feared monsters. So, what would you do if you encountered the Ushi-Oni? I suppose you really couldn't do anything. But if you could do something, what would you do? Let me know in the comments. Not every story says the Ushi-Oni attacks immediately. Some claim it waits, watching from beneath the surface, studying anyone who wanders too close to its territory. Certain legends say the creature can create strange illusions, making people believe the shoreline is safe until it's far too late. In some stories, the Ushi-Oni works alongside another terrifying creature known as the Nor-Onna, a mysterious serpent-like woman. She lures travelers closer to the water by pretending to need help. While her victims are distracted, the Ushi-Oni strikes from below. Together, they're said to be nearly impossible to escape. Like many sea monsters stories, there are plenty of theories. Some historians believe sightings of great squid, massive octopuses, or even whales caught in rough seas inspired the legend. Others think the story was a warning created to keep fishermen away from dangerous coastlines, hidden reefs, and powerful currents. But believers in the supernatural see things differently. They believe the ocean still hides mysteries we haven't uncovered, and perhaps something ancient still waits beneath the waves. That's actually a very interesting theory because, we don't know what's in the ocean. We only searched a small portion of the ocean. We're still discovering new species in the ocean. And there is a big chance that the Ushi-Oni is a real creature that lives in the ocean. But we may not ever know for sure. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that someone could actually find this creature? Let me know what you think in the comments. The ocean has always been one of the greatest mysteries on Earth. We've explored only small fractions of what lies beneath its surface. Maybe that's why stories like the Ushi-Oni continue to survive. Because every time we stare into the dark water, a small part of us wonders, is something staring back? Whether the Oceani is simply an ancient legend or something that once haunted the coastlines of Japan, its story reminds us that some mysteries are never fully explained. Sometimes the greatest horrors aren't the ones we can see. They're the ones waiting just below the surface. Until next time, keep questioning the legends, because every myth begins with a story, and every story leaves behind a mystery. Here ends today's episode. This is your host Eliza, and I hope you enjoyed listening to Mythic Codex Legends Unveiled. I hope you join me in my next episode. Thank you for listening.